Hi guys, welcome back to Small and Scrappy. I thought I would do a quick share with you of the layouts I made at the Mind the Scrap 12-hour crop last weekend. It was the first crop I've actually been to, so it was jumping in at the deep end a little bit. I had a great time. I did think about vlogging the day, but as it was my first one, I just sort of wanted to get stuck in and not have to worry about filming and things. But I thought I'd share with you the layouts I finished, or at least started on that day. So most of them were I did something to do with the challenge that was on that week, which was the Mind the Scrap summer challenge. We were on week 3, I think. So most of the layouts have, well, I think all of them have something that fills the challenge criteria. So yeah, I'll show you what I did. And yeah, sorry for the mess of my desk. I was doing some mixed media yesterday and I haven't been bothered to clean it up just yet, so okay. So firstly we have this one. There's a cat hair on it, that's always good. Why does cat hair get everywhere? So this layout is about a dress-up day we had at work during the World Cup. My team, well, my department were dressing up as France, so we all had stripy tops and berets and everything, and it was really fun. So I've got this French writing paper from, I think it was from a Mind the Scrap kit like a while ago, like one of the first ones I actually got, and I had a few scraps of it left, so I just used it as a strip on the background. This stripy paper is from a more recent kit. I think it was the July one, I'm not too sure. And now just pop some doilies in. Title is just Bonjour. Again, those figures are from, I think, the July kit. But yeah, really simple. I've done a stitch border, which was one of the challenge criteria that week. I think that's all that actually fulfills it on this one, but yeah, it was a nice simple one to get started with, and I think I did actually finish this one on the day. Next we have this one. So this is documenting a night out for some leaving drinks for my friend. So it's quite a fun, happy one, nice bright colours. Rainbow colours were one of the criteria for the challenge that week, but I didn't really make a point of it on this layout. They just happened to be quite bright. It was using one of the sketches which was part of the challenge as well. I'll try and remember to put those in the description if I can. Mostly I finished this one on the day. That might be a lie. But yeah, I certainly started it, and the thing that was taking the time was all the stitching. So I think all the layouts I'm showing you today have stitching on. Because that was part of the challenge, I did want to put it on all of them, but it was taking a lot of time, so I didn't finish the stitching at crop because I didn't really want to waste my my time just sat there sewing, especially because I don't have a sewing machine and hand stitching takes forever. So yeah, mostly I sort of started them off but then finished the stitching and the rest of the layout when I got home the next day. And the wood grain paper I've used for the punched circles there I bought on the day from Emma's shop, which she brings to the crop. And this is another one using one of the challenge sketches. Again, the border paper I bought from Emma on the day. Everything else I think is from the July kit, possibly June. Yeah, quite happy with this one. And I don't actually have many layouts featuring my boyfriend on his own, so yeah, it was nice to do this one. Now this one I'd thought of quite a bit beforehand. So it's a photo from our holiday to Japan earlier this year, and basically I knew I had loads of these 1 yen coins left over. I still have a lot and I don't know what to do with them because they are essentially useless, but I figured I'd stick them on a layout. And when we visited the Golden Temple in Kyoto, they had like, not wishing wells, but you threw your coin into the pot and you would get a wish. But I thought I'd stick them on to just sort of show and remember that we'd been trying to use them up there. Yeah, a few more gold accents to go with the theme, I suppose. And yeah, I've used this lemon paper for the border. I was kind of dubious using it because it was quite pretty and I didn't want to block out too much of it. I don't think I've actually used any of the yellow side anywhere else in layouts. This is the other side of it. But it was one of those that I probably wouldn't have ever found a use for it, and I would have hoarded it, so yeah, no, I'm quite pleased with how it's worked out there. Lastly is this one. Now this is actually using up scraps of the May Mind the Scrap kit, so quite a lot of slightly older stuff. It's documenting some photos from a work wedding reception I went to last year. Well, a wedding of one of my then workmates. Yeah, these colours I think work really well for those sorts of events. I've actually used it on at least one other wedding themed layout because between us we went to at least 3 last year, so it's that sort of age, early 20s, all our friends are getting married. The colours just really go with it, and the sort of soft vintagey sort of themes just works well with the bunting, and where it was a barn wedding, I think it all complements each other quite well. And I like how I've done the photos, so they're sort of stacked, kind of, as if they've been sort of flipped through. I quite like that, and then they've got the paper clips holding them together, because metal embellishments was another one of the challenge criteria, hence also the coins on the last one, so that was a good opportunity to use those. And then for the sewing on this one, I've just done a little zigzaggy thing there. There is sewing there as well, but because it's white you can't really tell too much. So these are all the layouts that I at least started at the Mind the Scrap crop that are now completed. We did also have quite a bit of fun with various mixed media things. I was really impressed by how ready people were to share their supplies. It was really nice and friendly environment, and people didn't mind lending whatever they had if you needed it. So a few of us actually made quite a bit of use of another lady's distress oxides. I've never used them before, so it was quite nice for me to have a go with those. So I'll show you the backgrounds I've started with them. So these are some other bits that I created at the crop, just some mixed media backgrounds. As I said, we all had, well, a few of us had a go with distress oxides, and these first few are bits I created using those. They're not amazing. I mean, it was my first time using them, so it was kind of just an experiment. I think I did packaging technique on this one, so smushed the ink pad on a bit of paper and then, no, smushed the ink pad on a bit of plastic packaging and put that on the layout, and then sprayed it with water. I think this is probably my favourite of how they turned out, but you can see that there's a bit of bleeding and muddying in various places, and obviously I've got a bit of glitter paste on there, which is not the same colour. Not really sure what I'll use this one for, but it's a background that's at least partially done for when I need it. So these two were 2 different goes at the same technique of dragging the ink pad down the paper and then spraying it with water. I think what we'd actually done was, this was when we started taking the layouts out in the rain. It didn't work so well with the distress oxides, but a few ladies had to go doing this with brushos, and oh my gosh, the rain makes such a good effect with those. I didn't have a chance to have a go at them, but they look so amazing, so they're on my list now. I'm not super happy with how these turned out. I like how the blue and purple have run here, but yeah, the colours have sort of got gaps and they've sort of run in places and not in others, and it was a practice though, so yeah, not too bad for my first go. And then this was again, the same technique, but I just did one square so as not to waste the ink. I can always trim this one down and just use it on its own. So this was the start of a sketch background that a few of us were working on. And yeah, quite happy with how it turns out, so I'll probably still use this one. I think I actually know what photo I might be able to use with it, so that's good. The blue paper I've got from the Mind the Scrap August kit, and then the wood paper, again, was in one of my layouts earlier, so I bought that on the day. And the background was done with Incredible ink and also splatters of, I can't remember what ink we were using. Hasn't turned out too bad for it, so we'll get on with finishing that at some point. Oh, this one was a complete mess. I bought some glitter paste on the day as well, and also a paint roller, I think the Bow Bunny ones, and I was trying to get the roller to do glitter paste hearts all up the page, but that didn't really work, and I think I need to look up how to use the roller again. So yeah, I'll probably end up trashing that bit or using the other side, but yeah. So there you go, all my 12-hour crop creations. Oh, actually, another bit I did at the crop was the, well, actually, so I did the watercolour background for this TN spread in my hotel room the night before the crop, with the theory that it would then be ready for me to create on at crop the next day. I didn't end up finishing it on the day, I don't think. I mean, it's still not finished because I haven't done much journaling, but for the most part, this layout is done, and it's just a little spread documenting our trip to Oxford a few weeks ago. A couple of Instax prints. Yeah, quite pleased with how it's turned out. I've done a little doodle of our dinner there, well, my dinner. Yeah, just need to get the journaling done before I forget what happened. So those were all the bits that I created or partially created at the Mind the Scrap Facebook crop. I hope you enjoyed having a look, and yeah, keep an eye out. I'll be doing a couple of process videos soon, I hope. Yeah, bye for now, guys.